It's a truth universally acknowledged that a woman in her 20s living in the middle of nowhere needs to find a hobby to stay sane. Meet Kayla, a 26-year-old fashionista living in rural suburbia. While she's supposed to be cutting the grass, she can instead be found daydreaming about life in the big city. As she's walking her dog down a country road, she imagines herself strutting from city block to city block. She's trendy. She's outgoing. She was born to be a metropolitan girl. You guys, I hope you enjoyed that skit. Hello! I interrupt this program to briefly explain the skit because I didn't, or like the monologue, if you will, the introduction, because I didn't. Basically, when I was a young girl, when I was in like my early teens to early 20s, I very much wanted to live in Manhattan. I loved the idea of living in a city, but myself today, as I am a through and through country girl. I like living a quiet rural life, and that is all I want. I have no desire to live in a city, but I thought I would make this in homage to my younger self. My friend Molly helped me write that monologue, so thank you so much for helping me. She definitely helped jumpstart the whole concept of how it was going to run, and it is obviously, if you follow Pride and Prejudice, it's very heavily inspired by that, at least the beginning part. And I also took a ton of inspiration from Ashley from Best Dressed. She posted the Manhattan Girl ad that she did, and I think I've watched it 17 times. I love it. It's that ultimate coming of age sort of vibe, which is exactly what we are talking about today. We are talking about main character aesthetic. Recently, I've been seeing the main character aesthetic sort of popping up everywhere on TikTok, on Instagram. So today we are going to be breaking down what exactly the main character aesthetic is, and I'm also going to be styling some outfits for you guys based on specific scenarios. So for example, I'm going to be showing you guys what I believe my personal main character outfit is in my life, and then I'm also going to be showing you a couple of other scenarios, some Sex and the City inspired moments, a American Goes to Paris inspired moment, and also a Hilary Duff in a Cinderella story inspired moment. But before we jump into the rest of the video, don't forget to pause, get down below, and hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, and I'll let you know when I upload new videos, which is every single Wednesday. I upload fashion related content every single week. I play a lot with aesthetics. I do a lot of thrifting. I love secondhand fashion. We are doing some DIYs in the next couple of weeks, so that is what you can expect. All fashion, all the time, here on my channel. Anyway, now let's jump right on in and talk about what the heck main character aesthetic even is. If we like to read, or if we like to watch movies, or if we listen to music a lot, you probably would know what a main character is. It is the protagonist of the story. It is the person the story is centered around. So when we talk about things like Cinderella, Cinderella is the main character. When we talk about things like Mean Girls, Katie is the main character. Basically what this aesthetic is, and I think it can kind of be whatever anyone wants it to be because it literally revolves around the individual, but the aesthetic itself actually is an extension of main character syndrome, which according to Refinery29 is a non-diagnosable coping mechanism in which the person experiencing this syndrome views their life as a movie and themselves as the starring character. I actually kind of, dare I say, like this idea. It also really ties in with the idea of romanticizing your life. I know so many people on the internet are all about romanticizing your life. I personally think that's a really lovely thing to do, but where we can run into issues is when we start romanticizing our lives to a detriment, or when we are so main character, we think that we ourselves are the main character in everyone else's lives. When in fact that is not the case. We are only the main characters in our own lives. We cannot expect to be the main character in other people's lives. We should not expect to be the main character in other people's lives because they are their own main characters. Now, I didn't explicitly Google whether or not there are criticisms of the main character aesthetic. However, I've heard criticisms before. I've definitely heard people both criticize romanticizing your life and criticize the whole idea of main character. I've definitely seen it used in a derogatory term where people are like, ew, you have such main character syndrome, because taken to its logical extreme, could be narcissism. You know what I mean? Like, all the way to the end of the line, taken to the most extreme version of it, it could just be you sitting here believing that life revolves around you and only you, and everybody is a character in your movie of life. And that's just not it. But when it is carried out in a healthy way, I think it's actually really lovely. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations or in spaces that just are not fulfilling for us. And so by romanticizing our lives or looking at our lives as sort of a movie, which I personally have, before I even knew what main character aesthetic was, I've always sort of viewed my life as a movie. I dream in movies as well, in movie format as well. So for me, this is kind of how my life just works, and it kind of is just in my brain. Like, I don't think I woke up one day and consciously decided, like, today I will choose to live my life like it's a movie. I think I just have always been this way. I'm a very creative thinker, and I think I've always seen my life in movie format. When I think of the future, I see it in movie. When I read books, I see it in movie. When I listen to music, I see it. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm a very visual, creative thinker, and I think that is why I love this aesthetic so much. Okay, now examples of people and characters that serve major main character vibes. I previously mentioned Ashley from Best Dressed. She is the main character. She really does have the most main character. People who sort of vlog that way, like Hannah Lee Duggan, Isabel Page, even The Cottage Fairy, they kind of film their lives as if they're movies, and I think it's really interesting to do it that way. More mainstream things, Ted from How I Met Your Mother is the most main character I've ever seen in my whole entire life, and I think to him it might serve a bit of a detriment. He does, in fact, act like the world revolves around him quite a bit. Also, Lily James as Donna in Mamma Mia 2, my favorite movie. Also, Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, all of The Breakfast Club, all of Dead Poets Society, and of course, Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. There are certainly other examples. Those are just some that I had off of the top of my head. Some activities that I sort of wrote down that reminded me of sort of main character aesthetic things based on basically things that I looked up on Pinterest. Reading in a park, riding a bike down the street, walking down the street in an over-the-top outfit, one of my personal favorites. I do that most days. A city montage, meaning like walking through maybe like New York City. I don't know why, but like main character syndrome and sort of main character aesthetic immediately makes me think of Manhattan. I don't know why. Maybe because when I visit Manhattan, I feel very main character. And also I feel like I see people who look very main character in Manhattan. I don't know. Also, nights out with friends and shopping montages, which just give me all of the feels. It just immediately transports me to those coming of age movies I watched all the time as a kid. When I think of the main character aesthetic, the vibe I get from it is blurry photos. Like I said, again, nights out with friends. It also feels kind of casual, feels kind of cool girl or not like the other girl. It definitely sways from like Girl Next Door, Hilary Duff in A Cinderella Story, sort of tomboyish look, and then the pendulum swings right on over to more like blogger, chic, Y2K-ish a little bit. But like I said, I do feel like this is an aesthetic that's sort of in the eye of the beholder. There's no set hard and fast rules to it because, again, everyone is the main character in their own life. So if your style is neither of those things, then you wearing whatever you feel like is the most you outfit is you in your main character aesthetic look. You know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down. That being said, when I was looking at pictures, the things that I saw the most were things like claw clips, mom jeans, tote bags or large purses and backpacks, leather blazers, open button-ups. I saw so many women wearing racer back cropped tank tops with open button-up shirts. It's a vibe. I feel like we've all seen that picture, and it's definitely a vibe. It evokes an emotion of intimacy and romance, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We're romanticizing our lives. And finally, bucket hats or old baseball hats and lots of wavy hair. So that, my friends, is main character aesthetic. Now for today, I'm going to be showing you guys 4 outfits for 4 different main characters. Now that I've been talking for like 100 years, here are the main character outfits. Up first, we have the outfit I would wear in a movie starring me, about my life. This is an outfit I wear all the time, several times a month. You will find me wearing this. It's actually the outfit in my intro card, minus the shirt. The shirt is a different shirt. But let's start with the main piece first, which is this gorgeous jewel tone maroon dress. This is a dress that my brother actually picked out for me, my older brother, when he did the thrifting for my outfits video with me last year, I believe. And it is just so lovely. This is from the Goodwill. It is a nice pinafore that buttons all the way up, and it's got pockets on the side. Underneath it, I have on this white flowy shirt that I also thrifted at the Goodwill. I usually put on a different white off-the-shoulder flowy top with this outfit. However, as I was putting it on, the sleeve literally ripped off. So I need to reattach it before I can wear it again. But I do really love this shirt as well. I think this one has a little bit more of like a hippie vibe, but I think it still fits the cottagecore feeling very, very well. And of course, we have to love the floaty sleeves, which is, of course, the best part of this top. For accessories, I have on my brown adventure boots. I thrifted these on Poshmark. They're just brown leather boots that were originally from Target, and they're the most comfortable boots I've literally ever owned. I wish you all could have them. Then I also have on my mushroom garden earrings that I made myself a couple years ago, and my Camp Hollow deer necklace, which I literally broke the other day, thank goodness for Gorilla Glue. And this is my main character outfit. The concept for this outfit was an American blogger girl goes to Paris and meets the love of her life. That is sort of what I was thinking about when I was putting all of these pieces together. So for this outfit, I leaned a little bit more blogger girl than my normal everyday style, but I have to say, I'm obsessed. I need to start wearing this dress more. I've had it for about a year or two, and I've probably worn it twice, and I'm in love with it. So this dress actually is from Boohoo originally, but I thrifted it on Poshmark, and it is such a cute dress. It is a little bit more boobalicious than what I normally go for, but I'm trying to branch out. I'm trying to be more comfortable with being a little bit more sexy. But it is a really lovely dress, and it does feel very mature and beautiful, and I just really like it. It's got this lovely green, pink, peach, and white floral print on it, and then of course it's got a slight puff sleeve, a slit on the one side, and it has a sweetheart neckline. It is so pretty, and it also has a little bit of black in it, which is why I went with these black booties that I got at Target 155 years ago. They are so old. I've had these shoes probably longer than any other shoe in my wardrobe at this point. For other accessories, I have on all Kalani accessories in terms of jewelry. I have on my Kalani accessories necklace, my Kalani accessories earrings. They're made with freshwater pearls. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with them if you've watched any of my videos at all. And then for my bag, I have on this tiny, I would call it a micro bag, that I got at an antique store in Northern Virginia a few years ago when I went antiquing with my friend Brianna, and it is such a beautiful bag. It's very small. My phone barely fits in it, so I don't use it all that often, but it is really beautiful, and it has this incredible gold emblem with a horse on the front that I absolutely adore. Also in my hair, I have on this claw clip. Now, my hair is actually a bit too thick for claw clips, so I had to split my hair in two parts and flip it upside down in two separate sections. So if anybody knows of any claw clips for people with exceptionally thick hair, please do let me know, because I have exceptionally thick hair and a lot of it. And I actually like how they look. But I did manage to get this one to work, sort of. I had to keep readjusting it, but we made it work. And this is my American Falls in Love in Paris look. This next look is heavily, and when I say heavily, I mean heavily inspired by Hilary Duff in A Cinderella Story. This is your girl next door look. This is the not like the other girls look, the tomboy look, if you will. This is exactly who I wanted to be when I was younger. I was such a tomboy as a child. I have 2 brothers. I'm a middle child, so I have an older brother and a younger brother. And I wanted nothing more than to just be like one of the boys. Anyway, so for this outfit, I just have on the one and only pair of jeans I own. I literally own this, and that is it, guys. These are from Old Navy. I got them a few years ago, and I just keep them in my closet just in case, but I basically almost never wear them. You guys know I don't really wear pants that often, so yeah, they're just kind of there, but I pull them out every once in a while. For the top, I just have on a basic black tank top that I got from Walmart a couple of years ago. They are the highest quality and just the softest, creamiest tank tops I've ever worn, and I love them so much. I have them in a ton of colors. 10 out of 10 recommend. Over top, I have this red, blue, and yellow flannel that I thrifted from the men's section at Goodwill a few years ago as well. I've had this for a really long time, and I just got it in a nice oversized size. I also paired it with this black and white studded belt that I also got from Walmart. And then as for shoes, I have on my white Converse that I thrifted on Poshmark. I also threw on a baseball hat. I ordered a Yankees hat, but it did not come yet. So I was planning on wearing a Yankees hat, but it's not here. So I just chucked on my Hogwarts hat that I actually believe I got at Target just before we went to Universal, because I wanted to wear a baseball hat because Florida's hot. And last time I went to Florida, I got sunburn on my scalp, and I was not trying to repeat that experience. As for jewelry, I just have on these little pearl and gold earrings from En Route Jewelry. I do not think they have them any longer, but they were part of the Best Dress collection. And this is the girl next door outfit. Up next, we have the outfit we've all been waiting for, the Sex and the City look. So for this outfit, I have on those jeans again. I do believe they're called the Power Jean. So they're kind of like a mom jean, but I would actually say they're a little bit tighter than your typical mom jean. They're pretty rigid denim, and they are very high-waisted, which is very nice if you like a good high-waisted jean. For the top, I have on this black puff sleeve top that I got from the H&M Conscious line a couple of years ago. I did have to make some adjustments to make it fit, but I do think that it's so perfect for this outfit. The nice puff sleeve, it's black, so it's kind of statement and chic, and I think it looks really cool. Over top of that, I have on this Larika Matoshi dress that I purchased directly from Larika Matoshi's website. My biggest gripe with this thing is that, first of all, I've worn it 3 times in my whole life. I've had it for maybe 2 years, and the strap has ripped off and there's a hole in the waistband. That's so upsetting because, I mean, it's a designer dress and it's expensive. Like, this is an expensive dress, and so I was really devastated. It literally broke while I was filming this clip. Luckily, I am sewing literate, so I'll be able to fix it, but it's still annoying to spend that much money and for it to rip. And I'm very precious with my clothing, so, I mean, imagine if I weren't. Ooh. Anyway, the dress is beautiful. It's upsetting that it broke, but it is an absolutely beautiful dress. It's kind of a tricky piece to style because it is completely see-through, but when I've styled it in the past, one of the ways I've done it is with a sweater or a t-shirt underneath and jeans, because I think it looks really cool. It's a fun way to make an otherwise very extravagant extra piece feel a little bit more casual. For accessories, I threw on this bag that I got at, I believe, JCPenney's for my junior prom, and I held on to it because I was like, yeah, you never know when you're gonna need a good bag for a wedding. For rings, the 2 rings on there, one was my paternal grandmother's, who I actually never got the pleasure of meeting. She passed away when my dad was 10 years old, and then the other one was one that my mom gave me from when she was in her 20s, and the other one is just costume. And then for earrings, I just have on the same Best Dressed earrings, and of course, you can't do a Sex and the City look without a name necklace. This is my name necklace. I wear it all the time. My aunt bought it for me when I was a kid. I absolutely love it, and I think it's so beautiful. And of course, the iconic Carrie necklace from Sex and the City is probably what inspired these. All of the women my age in my family have one of these necklaces, and so it's just a really cool special piece. And then I also have on my Kate Spade layered necklace because I wanted to add a little bit more of depth to the outfit. For shoes, I just have on these black and white pumps that I got from Payless, I believe. I've had them for a while, probably like 6 years or something like that. I very rarely wear them because I'm not really a heels person anymore, but I used to back in the day. I think I
I was gonna have a corporate job where I needed to wear heels, so I bought a couple pairs so I could get used to them, and then I ended up going into a creative field, so here we are. Anyway, so that is the final look, the Sex and the City outfit.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I had so much fun filming this video. I love how all of these outfits turned out, and I hope you guys do too. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would say that the main character movie of your life is called, or what it's about. What is your aesthetic? Give me something. I want to know. I would say my aesthetic is sort of eclectic, cottagecore, academia-ish. But I'm also just out here trying to live in a perpetual romance novel, and it just hasn't happened for me yet. But I'll let you know when it does. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you guys. I love you so much. Thanks for sticking around. I'm not sure what the upload schedule is going to be like for the next couple of weeks, just because we have family coming into town that we haven't seen in 2 years because of the pandemic, and so we're finally able to gather together, which is going to be so nice. And I'm throwing my mom's party. I just don't know what the upload schedule is going to be like. I do plan to have videos every week. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Don't forget, it costs absolutely nothing to be kind, so be kind to yourself and others, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye!